Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Live Inspired Podcast, Monday Morning Moments with John O'Leary. Long before Steve Jobs put a device in our hands that let us mindlessly tap away, giving the illusion of purpose, while we wait, maybe even a tool to avoid any interaction whatsoever with strangers, I found myself seated alone at a lunch counter, awkwardly waiting for my burger, for some fries, and for a root beer. While watching the cook throw the burgers on the grill, I heard behind me the unmistakable and unparalleled voice of Jack Buck belt out, "I didn't know you had such a refined palate." Jack Buck was a Hall of Fame broadcaster. He was the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was the biggest celebrity in our city. Additionally, he was a significant reason why I survived a fire as a child, had been incredibly generous to me in the years since that fire, and undoubtedly had altered the entire course of my life. That's the impact this man had on me. He walked over, he patted me on the back, asked if the stool next to me was taken, and then he sat down. And so began the unexpected lunch with my hero, Jack Buck. We talked about the poem he had recited weeks earlier at Busch Stadium after the attacks of September 11th. We talked about his Parkinson's disease progression, and he joked that he had given the Cardinals the best years of his life, so he now planned on giving them the worst years of his life too. Mostly, though, he kept turning the conversation back to me. He asked about my life post-college, asked about where I was living, asked about how my parents were doing, and he asked a lot about a girl named Beth that I had recently started dating. We were interrupted several times as fellow diners would thank Jack Buck for his impact in the community and how integral his voice was to their lives. Retrospectively, it was a masterclass in what happens when a person invests a lifetime consistently serving their community with humility and with excellence. At the end of lunch, Jack grabbed the bill. He tipped generously. He thanked the cook by name for their help. Then he joked that he better get going before Carol made him sleep on the couch again for being late. We shook hands and we agreed that next time I'd be the one who bought the lunch. But my friends, and I think you know where this goes, there was no next time. This was my last lunch with Jack Buck. Not only that, it was the last time that I would ever see him. I recall this special lunch recently while picking up some burgers at that same place we met decades earlier. There's a picture of Jack Buck hanging on the wall. It's an old beer commercial. It features him in the broadcast booth on a hot summer day, bare feet submerged into a bucket of ice, towel around his neck, and a cold beer in his hand. It is vintage Jack Buck. And in seeing that photo, it reminded me of all the times I thought of reaching out to Jack for that next lunch date, of thanking him for all that he had done for me, of letting him know that my life, fundamentally, was far better because of his goodness. Words that I wanted to share with him, but never did because it wasn't the right time or I was waiting for later. My friends, please listen to my voice right now when I say this. Tomorrow, in other words, later, is not promised to any of us. It's also not promised to those we love. Waiting for later leads to living with regrets. So when someone comes to mind that you are grateful for, do me a favor. Tell them. When you think about taking an old friend out for lunch, do it. When you have an opportunity to share with someone that you love them and that you are grateful for them, don't wait. It turns out waiting can lead to living with regrets. Trust me. My friends, I want to thank you for being part of our Live Inspired podcast community. I want to thank you for not waiting for tomorrow, the love that you want to share today. And I want to challenge you that the next time you are in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, visit Carl's Drive-In and tell them that a friend of Jack Buck sent you. So for this time, and until next time, my name is John O'Leary, and today is your day. What a gift. live inspired.